Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's very, very special travel show. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm your friend Andy and I'm your host here on the travel show. And have we got something special for you today? Combining the very best of escorted touring, specialist touring and river cruising and ocean cruising. Yes, we are combining the worlds of touring and cruising. Absolutely special. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've had the question in the past, haven't you? I know you have. You've thought, I want to do an ocean cruise. I want to do a river cruise. But hey, at the same time, I'd also like to do a specialist tour as well. Well, now we're taking that problem away from you, combining the best of these worlds. Yes, coming up on today's show, we're going to be going off to some new destinations. We're going to India, we're going to Borneo, and guess what? The big one, Antarctica. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very exciting indeed. Now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the show, stick around to the end of the show because that's when we're going to be opening up our VIP Travel Lounge. That's your opportunity to meet with the experts, to answer all the questions that you want to ask about today's show, about river cruising, ocean cruising, and specialist touring as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun indeed. I'll be in there in the room with you as well, so I look forward to seeing you there. So, ladies and gentlemen, the excitement is building. Are you ready? Bags packed, passports ready? Let's sail!
Extraordinary Awards with Wendy Woo Tours. Since launching in 1998, we have received numerous awards. We are proud winners of the Globe Travel Awards, the Oscars of the travel world, Best Specialist Operator for the past 15 years. We are also delighted to have won the British Travel Awards Best Travel Company to the Far East and Central Asia for the past 10 years, the largest and most influential poll of consumer opinion within the travel industry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, one of the fastest growing travel trends in travel is river cruising. But we're not talking river cruising in Europe, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking river cruising in Asia. Yes, absolutely. And here to tell us more, I'm joined by Lee Holden, Head of Marketing. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Andy. Hello, everybody. Yes, you're right, Andy. River cruising is hugely popular and growing in popularity all of the time. And I'm sure the people who are watching the show have already either maybe have even experienced a river cruise themselves down the great rivers of Europe, the Danube, the Seine, or maybe even the Douro in Portugal. But what we're saying here is that actually this trend has now grown into some really exciting, exotic corners of the world. So now you can enjoy a river cruise in China, in India, in Vietnam and Cambodia, and also in places like the Nile as well. So it's proving to be a really exciting development in river cruising.
And so, as we've heard already, this cruising with Wendy Woo Tours, this is combining touring and cruising.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's the appeal of river cruising, really? And I think, for me, a river cruise is possibly the most relaxing, in-depth way that you can travel. Imagine the pace slows right down. You're just traveling at the pace of the river. And you are on a floating hotel, essentially. So looking out the window, watching the world go by. And of course, these ships, we're not talking about ocean-going liners, we're talking about much smaller ships built for river cruising, drifting down the river, calling in, and they'll arrive right on there. There's no long transfer times. You're straight off the ship and you're right in the heart of the action. And of course, most of these places, the great civilizations of the world grew up around rivers. So you've got some really exciting ports to call in at. And of course, because the scale is so much smaller, less hanging around, you might see 3 or 4 different destinations on the same day. Straight off the ship, straight into the action, and then finish the day, come back, and then you're just looking at really comfortable accommodation, balcony views, watching the life of the river go by. You can relax. Most of the river cruise ships have got entertainment in the evenings as well. You might have lectures, you might have a cultural show, Dining is always really relaxed. You know, some of our ships have got 30 cabins maximum. So it's just a really convivial and relaxing way to travel.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Doesn't that sound amazing, ladies and gentlemen? We feel like we're there already, cruising down the river. What we love, ladies and gentlemen, Lee, is, you know, with Wendy Woo Tours, everything is included. Lee, is that the same here?
Yeah, of course. And what we try and are building here is they're not just pure river cruises. So most of the holidays that we're talking about in this program actually just have maybe 3-4 days cruising as part of a longer tour. So you get to enjoy all of the benefits of a Wendy Woo tour, fully inclusive. It's including your meals, your flights, all of your guiding. You'll get to see some of the most exciting parts of the world, and then you'll hop on the ship, and the ship's the same. All your guiding's included, your meals, your drinks, sometimes even your alcoholic drinks on particular ships as well, and it's a seamless experience. So you're generally looking at a river cruise tour as part of a longer extended tour, just one huge exciting adventure.
Amazing, amazing, ladies and gentlemen. The best of both worlds, cruising and touring as well. And Lee, presumably we can find out more website, there's a brochure?
Yeah, absolutely. You can order our river cruising brochure, you can look on the website. I think what most people will probably be interested in is, like, where can I do this? Where are the hot emerging destinations? So for Wendy Woo Tours, as you'd expect with us, we're the Asia specialists. So if there's a river cruise in Asia that you're really interested in, then we're the guys to come to. So most popular options for us are probably the Yangtze cruises as part of our China tours. Beautiful tour, that one, where you get to see ancient parts of the civilization. You cruise through the Three Gorges in China, really dramatic scenery there as well, and see the big hydroelectric dam there as well. So that's a really exciting but relaxing kind of break in what can be quite a full-on tour of China. And then the other big place in Asia, of course, is the Mekong. So the Mekong River runs all the way through Southeast Asia, one of the largest rivers in the world. We pick it up as part of our tours, starting in Siem Reap, the temples of Angkor Wat. We then take the river all the way down through into the Mekong Delta into Vietnam, get to see the whole of life passing you by in Southeast Asia. So that is a really fascinating insight to a different pace of life and a different part of a really vibrant part of the world. Just starting out this year, we've just introduced a really exciting cruise on the Brahmaputra, which a river you've probably never heard of, but up in northeast India. That bit is a really remote part of India, beautiful wildlife, some real cultural treats up there as well. And we combine that with a tour of the best part of the Golden Triangle in India. So you see the Taj Mahal, Varanasi, Jaipur, Ranthambore, tigers. It's got a lot, that one, really exciting.
Wow, Lee, so much there, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very exciting. Lee, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Andy.
Extraordinary value with Wendy Woo Tours. We offer hundreds of inclusions in each and every tour, including your international flights, accommodation, meals, touring, transportation, transfers, and even your visa. All you need to do is get to the airport.
So now that you've heard exactly what our river cruise holidays entail, why don't we show you a couple of our favourite itineraries? Let's start in Southeast Asia with a spectacular journey along the continent's third largest river, the mighty Mekong. Cruising the Mekong delivers wonders at every turn, from the lush green landscapes of the delta in Vietnam to the enchantments of Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh. In between is a whole other world that follows the rhythms of the river, temples on small islands, local businesses creating textiles and producing foods, and farming communities tending to orchards, flower fields and vegetable plots. Our 18-day classic Mekong tour is an incredible journey from the breathtaking temples of Angkor in Cambodia through to the natural grandeur of Vietnam's Ha Long Bay, with a slow-paced and culturally immersive Mekong river cruise in between. The tour starts in Cambodia at the largest religious monument in the world, Angkor Wat. The entire Angkor complex is a treasure trove of archaeological wonders, and you'll spend a full day exploring some of Angkor's most notable sites, like the enigmatic Bayon Temple and atmospheric Ta Prohm. Of course, you'll spend time exploring magnificent Angkor Wat, and after we'll watch the sunset from a traditional sampan boat on the moat of Angkor Thom. The remaining few days in Cambodia are spent visiting the fascinating floating villages of Tonle Sap Lake and soaking up the many sights of the capital Phnom Penh, including the opulent Royal Palace and Silver Pagoda. It's now time to board the Victoria Mekong ship for 4 nights sailing this impressive river. You'll be warmly welcomed on board and handed a cocktail to enjoy on deck as the sun sets and your cruise begins. Your time on the Victoria Mekong will be relaxed, yet full of discovery, the perfect balance of easygoing cruising through beautiful scenery and shore excursions. The Victoria Mekong is the greenest ship on the Mekong, blending state-of-the-art eco-credentials with superior comfort and service. With just 35 cabins, each with their own balcony, you are guaranteed a genuine small ship experience visiting parts of the Mekong River, which the larger ships just can't get to. When you're not on shore exploring, there's plenty to enjoy on the ship itself. Take a dip in the infinity pool, try your hand at mini golf, relax with a spa treatment, or simply while away the day on the sun deck, admiring the scenery as you drift by. You'll dine on delicious Asian fusion cuisine, and in the evenings you'll be thoroughly entertained by a variety of colourful and captivating live cultural performances. Its immersive experiences all the way as your Mekong cruise takes you to a number of spots, putting you right in the heart of the local culture. Tender ashore in Tan Chau to visit the Taoist temple and browse the colourful market, and stop by Phu Tan to visit a local craft village famed for its handmade clay stoves. You'll head ashore again on Tiger Island to see the locals at work creating beautiful ceramics and making fragrant incense. Explore the bustling floating markets of Long Juyen and visit the local straw mat weavers of Din Yen. We say goodbye to the Victoria Mekong in Can Tho to begin the rest of our exploration of Vietnam, starting with the French colonial landmarks of Saigon, as well as the Reunification Palace and War Remnants Museum. Just outside of the city lies a huge network of underground tunnels known as the Cu Chai Tunnels. These tunnels were used by the Viet Cong soldiers as hiding spots during combat, communication and supply routes, and living quarters during the Vietnam War, and you'll get a fascinating insight into the tunnels and the guerrilla tactics used by the Vietnamese soldiers. Travelling north, we stop to explore the pretty UNESCO-listed town of Hoi An, known for its ochre-coloured buildings and streets adorned with colourful lanterns, and we enjoy a hands-on cooking class in neighbouring Tra Khe village, where you'll also learn traditional farming techniques from the locals. Our final stop of the tour is Hanoi, the gateway to the natural wonder that is Halong Bay. Once we've taken in the many highlights of Hanoi, including a cyclo ride through the Old Quarter, the Temple of Literature and the Ho Chi Minh Quarter, you'll hop aboard a ship for a night on the waters of Halong Bay. Sailing out to the farmost corners of this famously beautiful bay, you can spend your time kayaking, relaxing on an island beach, visiting underground caves, or simply admiring the spectacular scenery with a cocktail in hand. We can't think of a better way to end your time in Southeast Asia. Brahmaputra River is one of India's best-kept secrets and is often overlooked by visitors. As you sail this fascinating river, you'll witness and experience the real India. Voyage through an amazing array of landscapes from tea plantations and forests to pebbled shores and wildlife havens. Along the way, you'll explore riverside villages, meet the tribal people that live there as you learn about life along the river, explore country towns via rickshaw, and visit a UNESCO-listed national park in search of the greater one-horned rhino. On our 18-day Beyond the Brahmaputra tour, you'll experience a handful of those gems along the Brahmaputra River with a wonderful 7-night cruise on its waters, top and tailed with some of India's other incredible sights. This adventure begins in the capital of West Bengal, Kolkata. Established as a trading post by the British, in the 17th century, Kolkata is considered India's cultural hub, and here you'll see the Victoria Memorial with its impressive white marble edifice, the stunning Dakshineswar Kali Temple, and a quiet convent that was home to Mother Teresa. A short flight whisks us up into northern India, where we're met by the towering peaks of the Himalayas. A scenic drive through the incredible landscapes of Sikkim takes us to Gangtok, a picturesque hill town with breathtaking views of Mount Kanchenjunga. Gangtok is also well known as a major centre of Tibetan Buddhism, and we'll visit the 18th century Rumtek Monastery, see the colourful prayer flags of Enche Monastery, and take in the views of the city and its mountainous surroundings via a cable car. We travel through the Himalayan foothills, passing vast tea plantations to the hill station of Darjeeling, where we spend the next 2 nights. We'll rise early to travel up Tiger Hill to see the spectacular sunrise over Mount Kanchenjunga, and we'll spend an afternoon riding the UNESCO-listed toy train from Darjeeling to Goom to visit the Goom Monastery. Now it's time to board your river cruise vessel for 7 nights on the Brahmaputra River. There are 2 ships we use for this route, but both are modern, yet elegant, and feature spacious cabins with floor-to-ceiling windows, so you can enjoy uninterrupted views of the river. Both ships serve a delicious array of Western and Indian cuisine, and when you're not out exploring, you can relax with a spa treatment, grab a book from the library, soak up the rays on the sun deck, and delight in local dance and song performances in the evenings. Your first stop ashore is certainly one you'll remember. Disembark and take a jeep safari into the central range of the Kaziranga National Park. This UNESCO-listed national park is best known for its population of one-horned rhinos, and we'll go in search of these beautiful creatures. It's also a designated tiger reserve, so there's a good chance you'll be able to spot tigers too. Other wildlife to keep an eye out for includes elephants, sloth bears, pangolin, water buffalo, swamp deer, and lots of species of primates and birds. The following day, our river cruise adventure takes us to a picturesque Assam tea estate, where you'll learn about tea production. Cruise through more of the waters of Kaziranga National Park, keeping an eye out for wildlife along the riverbanks, and tender ashore to explore the rich cultural heritage of Biswanath village with its many temples. As you continue sailing, you may be lucky enough to spot one of the endangered Ganges River dolphins, which can also be seen in the Brahmaputra. Our river cruise continues, and we make a stop at the world's largest river island, Majuli Island. Renowned for its vibrant and unique culture, on Majuli Island we'll visit 2 monasteries, locally known as satras, that have been essential in preserving Assamese art, and here we'll watch a traditional dance performance. The final stop of our Brahmaputra cruise is Sibsagar, a historic town that served as the capital of the Ahom kingdom for over a century. Here you'll explore the remnants of this former capital, visiting old temples and Ahom-era monuments. If you like the idea of exploring India and sailing the waters of the Brahmaputra, and would also like to swap the grey of a December in the UK for somewhere a little more exotic, you can enjoy this fabulous tour at Christmas time. Our Christmas Beyond the Brahmaputra tour departs on the 18th of December this year, so you could be spending Christmas morning watching that incredible sunrise over Kanchenjunga and enjoy a day full of festivities in Darjeeling, and then see in the new year on board your river cruise ship sailing to scenic Majuli Island. Isn't that something truly special to do at Christmas time?
Our friendly national escorts are the best in the business. They are all born and raised in the destination you're exploring, So there's no one better to tell you more about the local culture, traditions, and way of life. They are with you from the moment you arrive to the second you leave, taking care of you every step of the way. Their passion, knowledge, and expertise will make your tour truly remarkable.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing show we have for you today. Isn't it amazing? We've seen all the joys, the wonders of river cruising with Wendy Wooters. And now it's time for the big one. We are going over to the oceans and we're going to look at ocean cruising with Wendy Wooters. I'm joined now by Gary King. Gary, good to see you today.
Hi Andy, how you doing?
I'm amazing.
Good.
Absolutely loving this show, Gary, today. And Gary, like we said, we've seen river cruising, but ocean cruising, it's a biggie, isn't it?
This is massive. This really is very, very big. Ocean cruising for me is, I guess, one of the kind of big giants of the travel industry these days. And I think when you put that together with our famous touring, Wendy Woo touring, you really have got this fantastic combination. And I think that's probably why there's such demand for this product. Ocean cruising, really fits so nicely with land touring as well. If you think about the sort of fully inclusive aspect to land touring, and then being able to kind of then fit that with a cruise where it's all about the food, it's all about the entertainment, the drink, the hardware, and actually again kind of arriving somewhere new every day. So there really is the sort of perfect fit with this. And I think there's also that special thing about being able to see a destination on land, but also that different perspective by sea as well. One of our tours, Japan by land, Japan by sea, it's absolutely superb to be able to get those double aspects of the country. And just again, it gives us a bigger opportunity to get into some destinations as well. So, for instance, Antarctica, it would never be a destination really that you'd be able to go and do just as a land tour, Wendy Woo tours. So to be able to kind of combine the iconic sites of South America and then to be able to go and do Antarctica, again, this product for me is very, very exciting. As well as the destinations that we're famous for as well. Being able to do China and Japan in one tour and to be able to do some land touring combined with the ocean cruising, spectacular.
Absolutely, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering, Gary, I've got to ask again, Wendy Woo Tours, absolutely famous. Everything is included, everything is taken care of for you. So is it the same here?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
So on the touring side, when you're on land with Wendy Woo Tours, as always, a Wendy Woo tour includes absolutely everything that you would expect to be included. And certainly on the cruising side, excursions tend to be something that you do have to pay for on top. So that's a slight difference there. But that's kind of taken over by the fantastic entertainment that you would get as the benefit for being on a cruise ship and the food options. Be ready to shed a few tears when you come back.
Absolutely. Sounds really exciting, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely. Gary, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Extraordinary experiences with Wendy Woo Tours. We not only take you to lesser visited places, but offer authentic experiences throughout. Be it learning a local craft, practicing an old tradition, or dining with locals, you'll get under the skin of our destinations and their cultures.
Our fully inclusive touring ethos is the perfect match for a carefree voyage to the exotic corners of the world. With our carefully chosen cruise partners, we've curated unique holidays that weave together inspirational cruise itineraries, with our most popular tours providing you with the absolute best of both worlds. If you've not cruised before, you're in for a real treat. Travelling in style and only having to unpack once, modern cruise ships provide accommodation and dining choices that outshine almost any hotel. Add the huge selection of entertainment, leisure and relaxation options available, and you begin to understand why cruising is so popular. For our cruise and tour holidays, we've chosen the most inspirational voyages with some of the world's leading cruise lines: Royal Caribbean International, Azamara, Celebrity, Norwegian, and HX Hurtigruten expeditions. Each has its own unique style of cruising, with a fantastic choice of ships, facilities and itineraries. So be sure to look at our website for more information about each cruise line. Where the ocean ends, we begin. Connecting seamlessly with your cruise, the Wendy Woo touring element of your holiday will take you places cruise ships simply cannot reach. Fully escorted every step of the way by our award-winning national escorts, we'll show you the iconic attractions and hidden gems. We even include plenty of authentic experiences to immerse you in the local culture, so you really get an understanding of the destination you are exploring. So, what's included on your Wendy Woo cruise and tour holiday? Everything you need for an unforgettable adventure is included, beginning with return flights from the UK and all connecting transfers. Your cruise will include an outside or balcony stateroom, dining, drinks and onboard entertainment. Whilst your land tour includes 4-star hotels, all of your meals, all of your touring with guides, all sightseeing and entrance fees, and even visas if needed. Now that you've heard what a cruise and tour holiday is, let's show you one of our most popular options. China by Land, Japan by Sea is a 20-day cruise and tour holiday taking you to some of China's best attractions before setting sail to explore Japan. And from just £4,565 per person for the full 20 days, I think you'll agree that this is fantastic value. Starting in Beijing, discover some of the city's many imperial treasures, like the sprawling Forbidden City and Temple of Heaven, before sitting down in the evening to feast on traditional Peking duck. And then, a sight that needs no introduction, the Great Wall of China. You'll rise early in the morning to visit the Great Wall when the crowds are fewer. Learn about its creation and enjoy some time exploring this magnificent feat at your own leisure. You'll get to experience China's super-fast bullet train as you journey to the ancient town of Pingyao. Known for its cobbled streets and 11th century city walls, this UNESCO-listed town gives you a fascinating glimpse at bygone China. We also travel to Xi'an to visit the famous terracotta warriors and explore the beautifully preserved city walls, and tuck into a banquet of tasty Chinese dumplings as you watch a Tang Dynasty show. You can't visit China without seeing the nation's favourite bear, the giant pandas. Spend a morning at the Chengdu Panda Conservation Centre, watching these playful creatures munching on bamboo and rolling around with their friends. Your final stop in China is Shanghai, a city that truly never sleeps. Once known as the Paris of the East, this city is where the ultra-modern rubs shoulders with the traditional. One of the best ways to see both sides of the city is from the Huangpu River. We'll take you on a river cruise so you can soak up the spectacular skyline, with towering technicoloured skyscrapers on one side and the colonial architecture of the Bund on the other. And that's where your land tour ends and your cruise begins. Board Royal Caribbean's Spectrum of the Seas and set sail for Japan. Royal Caribbean ships are simply astounding. They're like miniature cities floating on the water. You'll be staying in an outside or balcony cabin, and we'll have a wealth of wonderful facilities at your disposal. Incredible live entertainment, world-class dining, casinos, pools, spas, shops, and even things like climbing walls and skydiving simulators if you're feeling adventurous. The first stop on your exploration of Japan is Kobe, a wonderful port city renowned for its scenic harbour. Be sure to disembark here to get a taste of that world-famous Kobe beef. You'll also dock in Osaka, a vibrant and lively city popular for its spectacular food. For those who want to experience traditional Japan, Kyoto is just a stone's throw from Osaka, and well worth the trip. It's a treasure trove of culture and history, with tranquil temples and beautiful gardens, and also home to the geisha district. Your final port of call in Japan is Tokyo, one of the world's most cutting-edge cities. This is a city of contrasts, with a landscape of neon lights and skyscrapers. But look beyond that, and you'll find peaceful pockets of the past. From Tokyo, you'll then sail back to Shanghai for one final day of sightseeing before heading home. We have a number of different departures of this tour sailing throughout 2026 and 2027, each with varying itineraries in Japan. So take a look at the website to find the option that best suits you. I'm really excited now to tell you about one of our newest and most intrepid cruise and tour holidays. An adventure that takes you to some of South America's most iconic sites before crossing the last frontier of travel on an expedition into the wilds of Antarctica. Antarctica and Latin Wonders is a 20-day cruise and tour holiday exploring Latin America over land on a fully inclusive tour, paired with a fantastic 10-night cruise with the award-winning adventure specialist HX Expeditions. As with all of our cruise and tour holidays, everything is included, so you don't have to think about a thing. We'll take care of your international flights and all domestic transportation. Your tour over land will include fantastic 5-star hotels, all of your meals, all sightseeing, and you'll be looked after by a fantastic Wendy guide every step of the way. On your HX Expeditions cruise, all cabins are outside facing, so you can soak up the incredible scenery. All of your meals, drinks, gratuities and Wi-Fi are included, and you don't have to pay extra for the shore excursions. The expeditions and activities are all included, and you'll even receive your own expedition clothing which you can take home with you. This adventure starts in Brazil's most captivating city, Rio de Janeiro. You'll have 2 full days to soak up the very best of the city. Take the cable car to the top of Sugarloaf Mountain to see the incredible city views below. Learn about classic Brazilian flavours with a hands-on cooking class. Stand at the feet of Christ the Redeemer and relish in the rhythm of Rio at Cidade do Samba, where you'll discover the preparation behind the city's iconic carnival. Next, we venture down to the border of Brazil and Argentina to visit the monumental Iguazu Falls, one of the most breathtaking natural wonders in the world. Iguazu Falls is made up of over 270 cascading torrents, which crash into the Panama River. The roar of the falls thunders throughout the lush rainforest that surrounds it, and you'll visit the national park on both sides of the border to soak up Iguazu in all its glory. That evening, you'll indulge in Argentina's culinary traditions with an immersive dining experience. Feast on Argentinian steak, Malbec wine and dulce de leche, and learn to make your very own empanadas. In Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, we'll soak up the gorgeous colonial architecture of the Plaza de Mayo and experience a number of the city's charming neighbourhoods like La Boca, Palermo and San Telmo, each with a personality of their own. We head outside of the city to the vast and fertile grasslands known as the Pampas to visit a traditional ranch. Here you'll learn all about life as a gaucho, feast on a typical Argentinian asado lunch, and enjoy a folklore show. The following day, we take a flight down to Argentina's southernmost city, Ushuaia, where you'll board your HX Expeditions ship for what will surely be the adventure of a lifetime. The HX ships are a thing of beauty. The interiors are like a boutique hotel with classic Nordic touches, warm, stylish and welcoming. When you're not out exploring, you can make use of the fantastic onboard facilities. Relax in the sauna, admiring the passing scenery through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Take a dip in the pool or hot tubs. Enjoy a spa treatment, or why not enhance your knowledge of the incredible White Continent with daily talks and lectures. We'll spend 2 days sailing the legendary Drake Passage, where the Pacific Ocean meets the Atlantic Ocean at the very tip of South America. This exhilarating sea crossing gives you plenty of time to spot sea birds and possibly whales. During your time at sea, the expedition team will give lectures and briefings to prepare you for the adventure that lies ahead. The next 5 days are spent hopping on and off your HX ship to explore the untouched kingdom of snow and ice that is Antarctica. It really is quite difficult to put into words just how breathtaking this continent is. So let's take a look at it for ourselves.
I feel it's a sensation.
Welcome to the Antarctic continent.
Antarctica is the place where you see and understand what we need to protect. When you have been there, it changes your perception of life. You see nature at its most pure. Seeing the penguins, having them look at you, pondering who you are and what you are like, and then just walking off. Not bothered by your presence. That is something special. Something that you experience rarely with wild animals. In Antarctica, when you are here, watch, listen, and feel it. Take that time to actually appreciate where you are and what you are actually seeing. Just remember to listen and see if you see it calm. There is no silence in Antarctica. You hear the crackling of the ice, some distant wildlife. You hear a puff of a whale in the distance that you might not see. But this you can only experience if you yourself take the time to listen.
We have some big ones here.
The mission is to have guests fall in love.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy! To understand it.
The 195 million years old.
And to broaden their minds.
But it is blocked by the huge iceberg on the other side.
To see the stars in the eyes of guests when they see their first penguin or when they see their first iceberg, when they walk on snow for the first time. Antarctica is a place you can know everything about, but the feeling you get, the sensation that it gives you, is something you cannot get anywhere else.
This is the closest I'm going to get to experiencing being on a different planet.
It just feels to me like a film set. The scale is absolutely incredible.
Antarctica is so far away, and penguins and the icebergs, these are things that most people don't get a chance to experience.
Amazing glaciers, mountains, and I'm just surrounded by it.
The richness of this place when you're here and you see it, I don't think you can actually describe it.
I can see humpback whales right out my window.
Seeing them move, the sounds that they make.
seeing the tails. When they breach, to see that magnificence in person.
I was not expecting just the richness of the days.
Different wildlife, different geology,
There's been so much happening on each day.
more whales, some trapped icebergs, a volcano,
Getting in and out of boats, climbing mountains.
camping in Antarctica. Just mind-blowing.
It's been one of the most jam-packed trips I've been on.
The education alongside our travel is really amazing.
Ice is the accumulation of snow over thousands of years. And you see these areas in the back, the large icebergs, they will probably survive.
I've been attending science lectures, watching for wildlife with experts.
We've been able to learn about wildlife and sea life.
And they even eat the penguins, so imagine that.
I would just come away from this so much more knowledgeable.
It's a place where man hasn't impacted, something to be prized and cherished and maintained.
This space to make me feel how small a human is.
It's overwhelming.
We are in Antarctica.
Just pounded with this beauty.
This is definitely once a lifetime trip.
One of those things that I don't think I'll ever forget.
Travel solo with Wendy Woo Tours. Our fully inclusive tours are perfect for solo travellers. With everything taken care of, you don't have to worry about the hassle of organising a holiday by yourself. We do it all for you. When you travel on our tours, you'll be exploring amazing destinations with a group of ready-made friends. With immersive cultural experiences and informal dining, all enjoyed as a group, you'll make friends for life. And don't forget, your national escort is right there every step of the way, sharing the experience with you too. We offer a number of options for solo travellers. You can join any of our group tours, travelling with a mix of other solos, couples, and even small groups of friends, and enjoy the privacy of your own room by paying a single supplement. If you don't mind sharing a room throughout the tour, our Happy to Share option means we can pair you up with another solo traveller of the same gender with no single supplement to pay. Or, if you'd rather travel with just other solo travellers, we have reserved a handful of departures on our most popular tours exclusively for solos only. On these dedicated solo tours, you'll have a room of your own and will travel in a group no bigger than 18. Whichever you decide, with Wendy Woo Tours, you travel solo, but never alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, didn't they look absolutely amazing? Well, it gets even better, ladies and gentlemen. The excitement is certainly building now because we have got some incredible special offers on the collections that you've seen today. Yes, on our ocean cruising, your partner flies free. Plus, if you're a solo traveller, there's 50% off your airfare as well for solos. And some fantastic savings as well to be had on the River Cruise collection. So let's take a look in more detail. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't it been absolutely spectacular today? What an amazing travel show we've had. All those fantastic river cruises and ocean cruises, absolutely amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to disembark this part of the travel show and embark on the next part of the show, which is, of course, the VIP Travel Lounge. Yes, scroll down your screens now. You will see the red button. That is your gateway to the VIP Travel Lounge. Just click the red button and you'll be taken to the lounge. Now, there in the lounge, the travel experts are waiting to meet you. We've pulled out all the stops today and got the real experts in for you. So I think it's time. Let's go over there and let's meet the travel experts.
We found Wendy to be spot on from start to finish, with all the actual interactions from the booking to the preparation for the trip to arriving at the airport. It's been painless and faultless. Wendy they really do look after you.
I've been on other tours before, and yeah, Wendy definitely includes sort of a lot more, it makes it a lot easier.
I liked the idea of what Wendy offered. They have an excellent reputation. So I looked at a number of other tour companies, but Wendy seemed to be the best.
Everything being included is really important. It makes it very, very easy and you don't have to worry.
I just felt confident that that Wendy would know, the best places to go and the best things to do, and it's proved so far on the trip, it's proved correct.
I've been really impressed with not only right from the start when I rang up to book, the staff in the office were really helpful, just kind of organising things and making sure that we got all the right paperwork in.
Our national escort was Lily. Lily's been fantastic, so full of energy and so helpful. She calls us Lily's family. She's always referring to us as Lily's family. And I think she's really helped us actually bond as a group, which made the whole trip much more enjoyable.
The Great Wall was extraordinary. It genuinely brought tears to my eyes, looking out and understanding the history, and just seeing how it was built in inhospitable terrain across the mountain ridges. It was awe-inspiring.
Wendy staff, the local guides, our national guide Lily, they've been more than helpful on many occasions, and they have done absolutely everything they can to ensure that we've had the trip of a lifetime.
I hugged a panda, which was an amazing experience and one that I will never forget.
I recommend Wendy Tour to everybody, and tell them that if they want to go to China, nobody better than Wendy Tour.
I will recommend Wendy It's been a terrific experience with them. I've been very pleased.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I'd recommend it to people that want to go on an adventure and visit somewhere they'd probably only see once, but to see the authenticity rather than just the tourist highlights that you could see internet.
I will certainly recommend Wendy Tours when I go back to England. In fact, I'm sure we'll be going on more Wendy tours because we want to go to Vietnam and other places, and I'll see Wendy do those tours, so we'll certainly be booking again with Wendy